I'm here with Darby Smith, the media specialist at Lakejoy Elementary. Prior to becoming a school library media specialist, what did you do?
I taught 6th grade and 7th grade language arts for 4 years, and then spent a year in the middle school computer science classroom.
Awesome.
And came over here.
What inspired you to pursue a degree in school library media?
Well, I always thought being a librarian would be the coolest job in the world, and it is. But I really do. I love technology. I love reading. I love teaching, and what better job than to become a library specialist? It fit perfect.
Where did you receive your training and degree?
I got my bachelor's in education, middle grades education from Georgia Southern, and I got my master's in instructional technology from Georgia Southern.
Is there anything that you did not receive either in your educational program or field experience that you wish had been included?
I really think that it would have been, at least in my field experience, to have more of an opportunity to work with the students, because I did mine during COVID, so we weren't having classes in the library.
Yeah, that's hard too.
Yeah, I didn't get that experience that I wish that would have helped, and just more library experience. We very much focused on technology, which is great, very good at that. But when I got thrown into the library, I felt like I was missing some very fundamental skills that I've kind of had to fill in the gaps myself.
What professional organization are you a member of, if any?
For a while, I was a member of ITSC, the Instructional Technology. I let that expire, but I'm a member of PAGE. I'm actually the PAGE representative for the school.
Nice.
It's new. And I'm thinking about joining the Georgia Library Association, so I can get some of that information. Some of our other media specialists are in it, and they say it's good.
How do you determine the collection needs of your library?
Since I'm new here, I've been just kind of learning what our students like, asking teachers, just ask questions, and I just watch what's popular. Diary of a Wimpy Kid is it, but we love fantasy here. These kids are just fantasy crazy,
they're into it.
So I try really hard to make sure that I'm pulling in new fantasy books.
What role do you play within the school as far as technology specialist?
Well, we only have an actual technology person come in once a week. So any other technology needs that come throughout the week come in here, and I'm the student Chromebook guru. They come in all the time, so that's my main thing, is fixing their Chromebooks and making sure that they always have one in their hands.
Talk to me about your background in technology prior to becoming a media specialist.
Well, I came from Crawford County, which is really tiny, so I was their
the go-to.
Yeah, the baby technology person, because we only had one technology director for the entire county. So any computer issues that happened, they knew, go see Miss Martin in her classroom, go find her. She can fix the projector. She can
That's
fix.
Awesome.
Yeah, I was resetting all the Chromebooks, so it was me, and I did trainings on technology and all of it. So I was very involved.
You were the person.
I sure was.
As far as reading for pleasure, what genre do you enjoy, and what are you currently reading?
Well, I also am a fantasy person, so...
We've already talked about
Yeah, it's perfect. Right now I'm trying to finish up the Throne of Glass series. I have one more. It's been taking me a long time. They're big books. And I'm also trying to check out Wings of Fire, because all the kids are just...
Love it, yeah.
Love it. So I started the first one. It was started a lot more wild than I was expecting. So it's violent. But
what role do you see the school librarian and the school library playing in the overall reading program of the school?
Well, I play a huge role.
Yes, you do.
We very much focus on, we love AR here. ARs are everything. So I just make sure that when the kids, they come once a week, they are getting a book when they come to the library. We don't leave empty-handed unless there's a specific reason. And I really try to encourage students to get books that they can finish. We have a lot of lofty goals with some of our students, and we need to make sure we're getting things that we can finish.
Yeah.
But I really do love how popular the library is here, because I've spoken to others, and they don't have the same participation that we have. So it's nice.
How do you encourage struggling readers?
So with the AR, fortunately, a lot of our teachers make sure our kids know what level they're on, and so it goes along with making sure we can get books we can finish. And I've had a couple where they felt very defeated by getting books that were too hard. So make sure we can get ones they can finish, and then when they do those AR tests and they do really well on them, it just encourages them to come back, and that's really nice to see. I've had kids tear through the Press Start series and the Bad Guys series, because they're perfect for low readers and perfect for them.
Yeah, and their library lanyard has their reading level highlighted on the back, so they can use that. What are some of the ways that the school library media specialist can promote and encourage professional reading among the faculty?
So that is something I really do want to work on. I haven't, being my first year, I haven't had a chance to really do anything with that. But I know one teacher had talked about a book swap where we swapped books that we had been reading.
Yeah, we've got a lot of readers in our
Yes.
school.
And my mentor actually runs a book club at her school that she has recommended being a really great way to help build relationships with her teachers too. So maybe we can do that.
I love that.
Yeah.
Do you normally lead professional development in your school, or do you find that the PD that you lead, if you do, is there more on the technology side, library resources, materials, equipment, or maybe a combination of all?
I would really love to lead a professional development. I did that a lot at my previous school, and it was great. It's something I really enjoy because there are some really great like AI programs that I've learned about recently from some of my trainings that I think would just be awesome.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping maybe next year we can work out a way where I can actually do that.
That would be
Maybe I can
great.
Come to like girls PLCs every now and then and do that. So.
Right now you're just surviving. How do you ensure your own continued professional growth?
For this year, I went to the Middle Georgia RESA Media Specialist Consortium. That was where I learned about some of those AI programs. And this last one we went to was awesome. So we have a new media director coming in. I think she just started, and she seems like she's going to do really great things. And every month we have a media specialist meeting led by the district. And then next year, I think you went this past year to the Georgia Technology.
Yes.
I do really want to go to that because
it was really
good things
awesome.
about it. So I already have it written down.
Yes, highly suggest. What steps can the school librarian take to encourage reluctant teachers to utilize the library? In which we've already kind of talked about this.
Yeah.
We don't have that big of an issue in our school, but
Attention faculty, if Mrs. V is anywhere in the building, if you would please come to the office. Mrs. V to the office, thank you so much.
It's kind of like a hit on. I think I would like to try to be more present in like a PLC with you guys every now and then, just to say what can I do to help with a science lesson.
right.
Because I feel like there's still a big divide between some teachers in the library. Some I never see just because they don't teach reading.
Yeah.
So I would like to make this more of a where they feel more comfortable coming in.
That'd be cool. Since you were here at our school specifically with COVID, but how has COVID impacted the day-to-day operation of our media center here? If you see any kind of impact, has it altered circulation statistics at all that you know of?
Not that I know of. I've been trying to see what, but I don't think that really changed. I do know we got a lot of ebooks that year.
Yes.
That I've been trying to figure out.
A lot.
Yes, and I really want to next year encourage those ebooks more, just because I didn't know about them until recently because they don't show up with like your other books. So I think that was the biggest change that they made that year. But as far as COVID, I think we're back to normal.
Yeah. And when the year that we did, COVID was a thing. The kids could check out 2 books instead of 1. But it was very hard to manage. So, and when we discussed that, you know, and I agree that 1 I think is enough for at least our age group. What are some ways that you are able to generate funding when school or district budget runs out or is non-existent? Is that an issue here?
Houston County does we have a very generous budget,
Yes.
but because we're not a title school, a lot of our media budget goes towards like brain pop and vocabulary and some like learning programs that aren't necessarily used just in the media center. But one thing that has just been phenomenal is our book fairs. We are very blessed to have parents who are very involved, and those parent shopping days were just amazingly successful. So that's how we just got our new poster printer. Like, we've been able to get stuff for the school that we wouldn't have been able to without those book fairs.
Are you seen as a teacher, administrator, instructional technology specialist, or a combination of all 3 at our school?
I think it depends who you ask. I think some teachers still see me just as a librarian. Like, that's my job. Some teachers see me as a teacher. If you went and asked admin, I think they see me more as a leadership position. That's something I want to work on. And then in my head, I'm a mix of all 3. So I really do want to step up like the instructional technology part, because I feel like
people know they can come to you.
Yes,
for those
and
kind of
I want to make sure that is part of my job, because that's part of my job
It
I really enjoy
Yeah.
too. So
what are the expectations of your school administration regarding our library program?
so the library program, at least at this school, and I think at most schools, is more than just the library. I'm in charge of our social media, I do the yearbook, I'm in charge of AR, library in general, lessons, pretty much, yeah, they have to have volunteers. If you could think of it, it doesn't fall under the umbrella of a classroom teacher. It's probably on me, so, which is great, keeps me busy. But it's a lot more than just being a librarian going on in here.
Do you have an aide or peer professional to help you out?
So I rely on volunteers, and I'm very, very thankful that I have people who come in here and help me. Houston County got rid of media aides like 10 years ago, and we're really, every meeting we have, we're fighting to get a media clerk in here, because it, with everything I just listed, it's a impossible job to do all by yourself.
Yes.
So
it's another thing with just the books, but the Chromebooks add a whole other layer of that you really couldn't
they sure do.
with.
They sure do. But yeah, I'm blessed with my volunteers.
Yes. What advice would you give to someone who's just entering the field of school library media?
Be prepared to learn on the job. It's no matter how much training or preparation, you're in a great program, I would know, but like, you're gonna get there and there's nobody to go ask questions, because there's no other media specialist there. You're on your own. And I don't think that was something I fully comprehended until like I got in this position and I realized, where do I go? Who do I ask? You'll have a mentor, but they'll be in another school, and you can just send them a text message and hope that helps. And then not every school does the same thing, so sometimes you really don't have anybody to like refer to. You're on your own, you're Googling, and it is lots of learning on the job. So just be prepared for that.
Well, thank you very much.